Welcome back to Lydia's kitchen, although we're not in my kitchen. This is Kelly, my neighbor, and today she's going to demonstrate how to make her fabulous cheesecake. So I'll let you take it away, Kelly.
Okay, thank you, Lydia. Welcome to my kitchen, everyone. And as Lydia said, today we're going to make cheesecake. And I have out here all the ingredients you're going to need and all the supplies to make your cheesecake. We have 5 blocks of cream cheese. These are the 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese, and you can use any brand. We also have graham cracker crumbs. We're going to use 1 1/4 cup of graham cracker crumbs. Sugar, and we'll use 1 1/2 cups, 1 cup in the cheesecake and 1/2 cup in the actual crust. 3 tablespoons of flour, 1 cup of sour cream, 2 tablespoons of vanilla. We're going to use 1/4 cup of butter, and 4 eggs. Actually, got 4 eggs here. And then I have strawberries. And today we're going to actually make the traditional New York style cheesecake, which is a very dense, very, very decadent, luxurious, yummy cheesecake. It is the traditional style, and we're going to focus on techniques and making that traditional style cheesecake today, which happens to be my husband's favorite, so he always wants me to make that. But once you learn the techniques today, then you can branch off and make, pumpkin cheesecake and Oreo cheesecake and all the different flavors. So, so we'll go ahead and get started. And I'm also gonna show you. You want me to start? Yeah, I'm gonna ask Lydia to melt 1/4 cup of butter for the crust. And then while she's doing that, I'm going to show you the springform pan that we're going to be using. So the springform pan is really unique in baking, and that you can take the sides off. And so for a cheesecake, that's really important because you don't want to dump it upside down like your normal cakes, right? This is a nonstick cheesecake pan. So we don't need to oil it, but I am going to use a piece of parchment paper in the bottom, and that will just help us to release it. And I bought these parchment paper circles on Amazon, so you can use those. They're already cut out for the 9-inch springform pan. Isn't that nice?
I do that.
But I also have the regular parchment paper here that you can trace. You can actually open your springform pan, place the bottom of it on the sheet of parchment paper, trace it, and then cut that out. So
This is a really good find. I've never bought circles, so I'm really excited to know about this.
I was very happy to find them also.
Do you want these over here?
Yes, that would be great. Thank you. So the other thing with the cheesecake is they are a little bit prone to cracking. So we're going to use a method today called a water bath method to help prevent it from cracking. And to do that, we're going to use a slow cooker liner because you need something that's going to go in the oven and be able to withstand the heat, right? So, so this is kind of a creative way. And what we're really trying to do is waterproof our pan. I'm going to give you that if you'll set that over there. So, and the pan is usually waterproof, but over time, sometimes the seal leaks a little bit. Yeah. So, so we're going to just put our pan in.
That's a great idea.
The slow cooker.
Do you have a twisty
thing? Well, you can't use a twisty because they wouldn't be oven proof, right?
Good point.
And so then we're going to just tie off the end. Get enough of it here that I can tie it off. And we'll just make sure that's up on the sides all the way. And then just as an extra precaution, we're going to also line it with foil. And I'm just going to take 2 sheets of foil and put this in the middle. If I'd gotten a wider foil, then I would only have to use 1 sheet, right, if it came up on the sides. But I'm using 2. Because I want mine to come up on the sides all the way around and just seal that in. And it doesn't have to go over the side, it just needs to come up the side. And then we just tuck that in there. And we're going to put our crust in this pan.
Oh, that's great.
So next,
I don't think water's going to get in there.
right. So now our pan is ready, and next we're going to measure out 1 1/4.
And you want this in
Yes,
here?
if you'll put the butter in there.
Did you make your own graham cracker crumbs?
I did not. I bought the graham cracker crumbs, but you can actually make your own. Just buy graham crackers and then just use a rolling pin or a glass. Put them in a plastic bag and roll it out. And I like the really fine graham cracker crumbs. So I bought these, and
You want me
if
to
you'll
put 1 cup?
put 1 1/4 cup,
1 1/4? I could do that.
and here is a 1/4 cup.
Thank you.
And then we're also going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar.
Oh, that's going to go in here. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, there's just a tiny bit left here of crumbs. Throw it in.
Just throw that in.
Throw it in.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good. She likes to not measure like me. That makes me happy.
For the cheesecake portion, I probably wouldn't throw in any extra ingredients, but the crust,
Yeah.
it's really good if it's got a nice thick crust. So,
Now, what are we looking for here? Because it's not exactly.
we're looking for all the ingredients to be moist with the butter.
Okay. What do you think?
Keep stirring a little bit more.
Okay. Okay.
Where's the flour?
So, the flour is going to go in the cheesecake batter. So in preparation for the cheesecake batter, I'm going to swap with Lydia and give her these, the cheesecake.
And let me know.
Sorry, the cream cheese.
Let me know if you need more melted butter, and I will.
Okay.
I don't know if you will, but if you.
I'm also going to go and preheat my oven. And I'm preheating to 300 degrees. Oops, wrong way.
So.
So I'm preheating to 300 degrees because I'm using a dark nonstick pan.
Smells.
If you're using a regular pan, you'll want to use your baking temperature will be 325. So I think our crust is looking nice and moist.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do is pour the crust in the pan and just pour it all in there. And you can see my bowl is empty.
It makes it easy too, just to put it all together
Right, I'm going
in the pan you're baking in. You know, just seems like.
I'm going to wash my hands real quick because I am going to use my hands to shape it in the.
So I met Kelly about a year, not even a year ago. It's been so nice getting to know each other. We've played euchre together and had some meals together. It was very nice. It's very fun to be able to walk across the street and just walk home when you're done. So that's been fun.
Great, meeting new neighbors.
Yeah.
We live in a great neighborhood. Oxford is just a wonderful town. We love it. So I'm just pressing the crust along the sides and not worrying about the bottom right now. And you don't have to go all the way up the sides, and it doesn't have to be perfectly even. And then once I have it all the way around on the sides, then I just take the rest and just press the bottom. And so now my crust is ready to go into the oven.
Looks good.
Press that just a little bit. And as soon as it's done preheating, we'll put it in the oven. And I'm going to wash my hands again to get the graham cracker crumbs off.
This would be a great dessert to go with the chicken I made last week. By the way, the chicken was a hit in my household. My son came over as well and had some. I made chicken with zucchini stuffing. That came out so good.
It was delicious.
So this would be great dessert with it, don't you think?
Okay.
I know, I'm so slow. There's a lot of these.
So while the oven continues to preheat,
Are you going to pre-bake the crust?
yes. While the oven continues to preheat, I'm going to add some of the ingredients here to my mixing bowl with we're going to first cream the cream cheese
If I ever get it done.
and the sugar. So we're going to add a cup of sugar to the mixing bowl here. And then we're also going to add 3 tablespoons of flour.
Did you know that they make, I know you're going to find this surprising, but they make gluten-free graham crackers, so you actually could potentially make this gluten-free.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
2 and 3 tablespoons of flour.
And I don't know if I've ever put flour in my cheesecake. That's
Really just helps it firm up just a little bit. And then I'm also going to use
almost
2
done.
tablespoons of vanilla, which is almost all my vanilla.
Oh yeah, that worked out.
That is all my vanilla.
Smells good in here.
So I'm going to pre-bake the crust so that it is cooked before we put the batter in. So and the batter won't soak through the crust. So
Also make it firmer and
Right.
cook it a
Make-
little bit.
make the crust a little crunchier. If we poured the batter in before we cooked the crust,
Okay.
then it would soak in and we would not have a crunchy crust. So
Is your garbage right here?
no, it's over here. So, okay, so now we are ready to start mixing the ingredients. And just gonna turn this on, oh, sorry. I need to raise my mixing bowl here. Just gonna mix this on low. One of the things with the cheesecake is you don't wanna over mix the batter. So we're just gonna mix this until it's all blended. And I'm just scraping down the sides a little bit.
Starting to smell good.
It is smelling.
Which do you want next?
So next we're gonna put in 1 cup of sour cream.
You want me to?
Yep, that would be great.
Do I use scrape?
There's a spoon for you if you would like to use that. And
You have a spatula. Did I use your spatula? You
did.
And you told me not to. Look at I used all 3. She specifically said, Lydia, leave me in a spatula.
okay, so my oven is preheated. I'm gonna pop this in the oven at 300 degrees for 9 minutes. And I'm just gonna set my timer for 9 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Is that, maybe I should level it off a little. Is that good?
Yep, perfect. So we have a cup of sour cream that we're adding in. We're gonna mix that.
Do you want me to do these too? No?
Oh, yes. And I'm gonna scrape down the sides here and we'll be right back in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Flace with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. How often does your child say, "I'm thirsty"? For kids, what they drink can be almost as important as what they eat in terms of a healthy diet. I recommend milk with most meals and water in between. A small amount of 100% juice once a day is okay, but save sugary beverages for special occasions. For more information about nutrition, visit healthychildren.org or talk with your pediatrician.
Hello, and welcome back to Kelly's Kitchen. I'm going to go ahead and cut some strawberries for the cheesecake top. We have some cut already.
Okay, great. And if you'll save 4 out for garnishing, that would be great. And while Lydia's cutting those, I'm going to go remove the cheesecake crust from the oven. The timer just went off.
I picked 4 of the prettiest strawberries, right, for your top. Ooh, smelling good in here. Wow. Looks good. All right, so those are done. Cut those up. That looks like enough?
Yep, that looks perfect.
Okay.
And then we're going to take a little sugar, depending on how many strawberries you have, just like a half of a tablespoon to a tablespoon of sugar. Sprinkle it on the strawberries and stir it up. And then ideally you would take this and let it sit in the refrigerator for at least 3 to 4 hours. And what's going to happen is it's going to make a little strawberry syrup that will enhance the strawberry flavor.
It also makes them shiny, which is kind of nice.
So while the crust is cooling, the crust needs to cool completely before we put the batter in it. And so we're going to add our 4 eggs to the batter, 1 egg at a time. And again, we don't want to overmix the crust. So I'm going to let Lydia add the eggs 1 at a time and just turn on the mixer for a minute to...
just like on 4?
No, just like on 2.
I always like to do them in a bowl first, so not to get the shells in. So that's helpful. There's 3. Smelling even better.
Yeah, I can smell the crust. It smells delicious. Starting to smell the strawberries, just all the flavors coming together.
Okay, 4.
Okay. So now I'm just going to turn up the mixer just a little bit to mix it. And then I'm going to scrape down the sides again and also the beaters a little bit just to make sure we get it all mixed in there. And I'm not sure I mentioned at the beginning, but the cream cheese, you want to make sure that it's really softened before you start. So I take it and set it on the counter for at least an hour before I start making my, my batter. And if you don't do that, then your batter is going to have a lot of lumps in it from the cream cheese.
And then you also room temperatured your eggs too, right?
Right.
Very good. The strawberries, this is all good over here?
That is great.
And you don't need the sugar anymore?
No, thank you. And if you'll just move the strawberries over to the counter here, we'll be working with our crust and batter.
Or do you want to do it over there?
So we can see. Yeah, I'm going to do it there. Okay, so our batter's looking good. My crust is cooled, so I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm actually going to pour the batter in. Plug this. I guess I am going to take the beater off.
How do you take it off?
Yeah.
Wait. Maybe up and down?
Yeah, there we go. And put this over here and just scrape this off. Thank you. I just want to get every last drop of the cheesecake in there.
And then I can take it over this. Not to drip on your new floor.
Thank you. Again, I'm going to scrape down the sides, make sure that it's all mixed, make sure the bottom is all mixed in also. and then just pour it in my crust.
Ooh, that looks good. I wonder who's going to eat this. How are we ever going to get rid of this cheesecake?
So one of the things about cheesecake is it's just such a yummy, I can't think of a better word, delicious, rich dessert that this, I think, surpasses all others, right? And so if you're going to learn to just make one dessert and make that your trademark, then make it a cheesecake. So, I'm sorry. So I was just jiggling a little bit to even out the batter in the pan. And now I'm going to put this in the oven and bake it for 1 hour and 10 minutes at 300 degrees for the nonstick pan and 325 for a regular pan. Thank you.
But you are doing something with this pan?
Oh, yes. So, sorry, I almost forgot. So, before I put it in the oven, we talked a little bit at the beginning about how cheesecakes have a tendency to crack. So, I'm going to show you the water-based method so that it will help your cheesecake from cracking. It helps distribute the heat evenly through the cheesecake. Also kind of steams up your oven a little bit so it cooks evenly across the whole cheesecake. And to do that, I'm just going to get a pitcher of water.
How far up do you put the water?
So I'm actually going to use this pan for my bath, which is not very deep. And we don't want it too deep because we don't want water to go into the cheesecake. And I have a tendency to spill all the water if I put it in the pan first. So we're going to open the oven and pull out the rack here. Put my pan in.
Oh, good idea.
And then I'm going to put my cheesecake
and then put it
in the
around
pan and pour the water around it.
That makes sense. I would be the same way.
And that should be enough water. And then we're just going to push that in. And again, bake it for 1 hour and 10 minutes. And now, through the magic of TV, we're going to show you the finished product while that one is baking. Connie is handing me a cheesecake that I pre-baked for the show. And you can see that there's no cracks in the cheesecake. It's still wrapped in our foil. So first we're going to take the foil off.
Wow, looks amazing.
And you can see our cooking slow cooker wrapper here. I'm going to take that off also. And then I'm also going to take off the base of the pan. And just slide that up over it.
Wow.
And isn't that beautiful?
I don't think I've ever had one that didn't have cracks on the top. So the water base is what prevents it.
Yes. Yes. Well, there's two things. So we're going to bake it for 1 hour and 10 minutes at 300 degrees. And then when the hour and 10 minutes is up, you're going to open your oven door slightly. And I don't have this one cooking since we have this here. But you're going to open your oven door slightly like that. Turn the oven off. Leave it for 30 minutes like that. Let it cool down slowly. And then take it out and let it cool on the counter. Wow. You let it cool completely. And then you chill it, cover it, put it in your refrigerator, chill it for at least 8 hours before you serve it. So this is one of my favorite things is that you can make it a day ahead. When you're having company, I love to make things a day ahead, right? Because you don't want to have everything last minute. So you can even make your strawberries the morning of, mix it up, put it in the refrigerator so it gets that nice syrup. And then when your company comes, you're ready to serve. So.
And you're going to decorate this one?
Yes, and so.
Okay. This looks so pretty together, these two colors. Love it.
So will you close the oven? Thank you. We're gonna just garnish the cheesecake with our strawberries, and I'm just gonna cut them not quite all the way through. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but cut them towards the stem in thin slices, but not all the way through. And then when I do that, I can actually fan it out.
Pretty.
And so we may not use all 4. I'm just gonna put one there.
It's so pretty.
Then I'm gonna cut another one.
So at this point too, you could, like you said before, you could use blueberries or
Right.
peaches.
So there's my garnished cheesecake.
So pretty.
And then when you serve it, you're gonna slice it, put it on a plate, and top it with these strawberries.
Gotcha.
So would you guys like to see a slice of the cheesecake?
Oh, we couldn't see it. We won't be able to just see it though, I'm just saying.
And I'm gonna get another knife.
So do you keep it on the base of the springform pan?
So you can keep it, so on your springform pan, mine are nonstick pans. So you do not want to cut on the nonstick pan for sure. So if you have a pan that is not nonstick, you can leave it on the base, or I use the parchment paper specifically so that we could slide it really easily on another plate. So we get out a plate and we will slide it over there.
Okay, happy sliding.
Yep.
Do you want me to?
I don't think so. I just need to loosen it around the edges. And I may need to do that with a knife.
I've never taken it off my springforms.
You haven't?
No, but
Okay.
I'm interested to see how that works.
And if you're using a knife, be careful not to scratch your pan. Yeah, just have to loosen it around a little bit, and just like a cake. And
There we go.
then we're gonna slide it onto the plate.
Wow, beautiful. Beautiful.
Now I'm gonna get a couple of paper towels for slicing.
That looks so pretty. I love the fan. I've never done that with a strawberry.
You haven't? And if your cheesecake is not really cold, because I've had it sitting out for a few minutes, you're going to get cheesecake all over the knife. If you want really pretty slices, just wipe that off. Otherwise, you'll end up with that on top of this slice. And then,
Wow, so pretty. Come on.
come on.
The first is always the hardest.
I'm going to put that on our plate. Oh, my crust came off a little bit. And then we're going to spoon some strawberries on top.
Very pretty.
And there you go.
So beautiful. Connie thinks I'm giving it to her.
Would you like a taste, Lydia?
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna taste it right now. Wow, I'm so excited I get to taste this. Oh my gosh. It's so good. You better hurry up and get another spoon for Connie. It's so rich and delicious. Thank you so much, Kelly, for
You're
doing
welcome.
This is wonderful. And I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy you live right here so I can get cheesecake anytime I want.
Anytime you want. Great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. See you guys next time on Lydia's Kitchen.
Bye, everyone.